Nice, two people.
No,
Wonderful.
I didn't decide.
I've got a good story about penises. I think you'll like this. It's not about me, so I'm up here just so we're clear. Anyway, a while ago I was living with a bunch of roommates, and this one, she had this boyfriend. Excuse me. Okay. And she lived with she had this boyfriend. We never understood why he was with her because he's like a nice, kind of funny, kind of quiet guy, and she's like a total bitch. And she's just psychotic, and like she's the reason men beat their wives when they grow up, I think. So yeah, we never understood that. But I eventually learned what she saw in him because apparently he has a penis the size of my arm. I'm not sure how it came up in conversation. I think I was in the kitchen making dinner. I'm like, "What do you want soup for dinner?" And she's like, "My boyfriend has a really big dick." And I was like, "Okay, so you're full of semen and you're not hungry? Like I don't understand why you're telling me this." Apparently, after one night of love-making, porking, she took her thumb and like the thumb is like an inch or whatever, and she like measured his dick, I guess, while he was sleeping or something sick like that. And she said she got to 9 inches. And I was like, "Why are you telling me this? I just want some soup." So I don't know if I ever believed it because like how do you ask that? Like slap it in my hand and see it. But like I don't know how to say that to someone. But like every time I see this kid, I still see him, and I can't keep eye contact with him because it's just awkward. Because he's just like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, oh, nothing." I know he's gonna jump out of me like the alien jumps out of that guy's chest, and I'm gonna be like, "Ah!" Take my face off. I'm really scared of it. One time he was walking around the apartment in his underwear, and I'm like looking at it in fear, and he caught me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like, "Can I pet it?" I was like, "Oh, careful." Oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. Jesus. I told all my friends about this because I thought it was funny, and we decided that his dick was like a big amusement park that we could get lost in. Like, his dick is like Disney World, but Splash Mountain is totally different than what you're thinking.
That was my.
Like, I could just see us all like standing around with a map on his dick. Like, okay, well, we parked an L near the scrotum. There's a big blue vein. We want to head towards the Happy Trail. Does anyone want to explore the foreskin cave before we leave? Anybody? No foreskin? Okay. So on to the actual story. One night after class, I came home and I got out early and I had a rough morning, so I just went straight to bed. I knew who was home and who wasn't. And I woke up a few minutes later to and I was like, "What is that sound? Is someone moving something upstairs?" And the squeaking. And then I hear, in addition to the squeaking, he goes, and I'm like, "I think it's sex." It sounds like sex. That's sex. And so it gets faster and louder. It's like, and I have my covers up around my head like a fucking Jew kid hiding from a Nazi. What's happening? And it gets louder and louder. And finally it's like, and I get stopped. And I'm like, "Is that it? Is that it? Is that it?" And all of a sudden Randy goes, and I'm like, I think that's it. And this was the first time I've ever been in like an experience like this. I had no idea what to do, so I did what came naturally to me. She got herpes that night. Speaking of herpes, is anybody here in a fraternity? No? How about a sorority? There's like 2 girls here. Are you in a sorority? That's right. I don't think that we can call fraternities frats, but we can't call sororities sores. I think sores is really good. See, like, you're a sore. You got sore pals. We call them sore wars. It's cute. It rhymes. I think we should start it. I forget my name. Hazing. I never thought fraternities were a good idea because I don't like hazing. Like some of the shit you hear about is like easy, like wear a suit all day to class, or carry this book with you all the time, or lay on the floor in the men's room underneath the urinals with your mouth open. Like it's normal stuff, you know? But like some of the shit's just like terrifying, and like you hear all these horrible rumors, and like when you talk to they're called brothers. When you talk to a brother and you ask like what's up with, and they're like, "I can't talk about it." What are they doing that they can't talk about? Is it gay things? Do they blindfold them and they can suck each other's dick? Like that movie I saw on the internet last night? Like, I don't understand. Why can't they talk about it? I was in this English class and this kid sat next to me and he was pledging to be in a fraternity. And one morning he came into class and he looked like shit. He looked like he hadn't slept. He looked like Rihanna. Like, he looked awful. He just looked terrible. And I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "I can't talk about it." And one of the kids asked, like, "I heard they locked you in a room and they shove a broomstick up your ass." I'm like, "It is like the porn." these horrible stories about goat fucking, like how they bring in a goat and have to fuck this goat to get into the fraternity. And the guy's like, if it's a male goat, does that make me gay? And I'm just like, if you're thinking of fucking a goat at all, that makes you retarded. And you're trying to join a group with a bunch of guys that live in houses and use paddles, you're already one pretty gay. Let's talk about sorority whores, because I like them and there's no whores here. Sorostitutes, I like that. I just learned that term like last week. I thought it was hilarious. It's really funny. I don't think it's offended. Like, we're not whores! Like, yeah. I mean, girls who joined sororities were whores in high school, and they're probably still whores now. It's a good generalization. Has anyone seen that ABC Family show called Greek? No, I know, it's a terrible show. I'm not surprised. It's spelled like GR, and it has two letters that look like E's, but they're in Greek, and a K. But the letters actually stand for Z, so the actual name of the show is which I don't think is very sexy. But there's a fraternity and a sorority house portrayed in the show, and my friend who's in a sorority, she's like, this is really accurate at how sorority life is. And all these girls like dressed up really nice, and they are all friends, and they all sing songs, and it's really sweet. And I'm like, bullshit. If this was really accurate on sorority sisters, you'd have two girls in those dresses that look like hefty bags, you know, that start here and right here with a little pooch hanging out. Beer in one hand, cigarette in the other, yelling at each other, bitch, bitch, and then puke down each other's dresses. It's not really great or ABC Family worthy, but I think it's really more accurate. So, I leave you with this. If you're thinking about joining fraternity sorority, I don't really recommend you do it because it's just time consuming, it's degrading, and you could wind up pregnant with a goat. Thanks.